Howdy guys. Well, this is kind of a long process, so while I've got your attention, needed to get a couple videos done, wrote a few things down so I wouldn't forget. Account update. Kind of need to do one of these. Did a video a while ago where I said I was having laptop troubles. Well, I had a couple people ask me. Obviously I'd fixed it because I've got videos coming out. And that's true. I sort of put a band-aid on a very old laptop that I've been using for this. I used to build my desktop versions for years. If it's really not that hard, if you just decide to do it, just do it and you'll learn. It's the easiest way I can tell you. But you can easily build for about $1,000 what you'd have to buy on the shelf for a $3,000 desktop. Well, after my last one went down, I decided that the best option would be to get a laptop. I needed one for work, inventory purposes, taking back and forth. And what I decided to do was just buy the cheapest little $400 laptop, you know, the ones that's almost the cheapest you could get. Not quite the cheapest. And really, I think that's kind of the way to go. Your technology changes so quickly. Why spend $2,000 on a laptop that you think is ultra cool when in 6 months it's going to be obsolete? Especially nowadays with IBM, they've built into their chips like a higher speed that you have to pay for. I can buy a laptop from IBM, and if I want it faster, I don't have to buy a new laptop. I just pay IBM to make it faster because they've gated, it's governed its limits of how fast this processor can go, and I think that is just asinine. So anyway, I put a band-aid on my old 4-year-old laptop, and it did good for a while, but it really, once we started getting into HD, it really didn't like editing HD. I went from videos being about 300 megabytes to 1 to 2 gigs, so it was struggling. You can tell my videos are very simple. When I was having software issues with the one that came with the Kodiak PlaySport, I went and bought Sony Vegas software. That laptop would not run it. So my videos are very simple, and I'd like to keep it that way, but there's no reason I can't make it a little bit fancier. I basically just cut the fat out of the clips, edit them together, put a couple pictures in there and some verbiage, and you call it a video. And it'd be nice to do some picture-in-picture and some nicer transitions and stuff like that. I'm not going to be probably doing any green screen or anything fancy, but I went ahead and bought a new laptop for $600. I figured it was an investment. If I can build this channel to more with all you guys' help, then it was worth it. If I'm able to make better videos for you guys, then I think that's worth it. So I considered it an investment, especially as far as I've come on YouTube, and with your guys' help, it's becoming a very enjoyable process for me, and I don't want the editing side to be such a hassle that it doesn't become fun for me making the videos for you guys. So that was one thing I wanted to say. I've had a lot of PMs asking me what has changed for me being in Oregon. Has your EDC changed? How have your preparations changed? And I'll probably, as I do videos, I'll kind of discuss some of that. Obviously there's less people here. That decreases my chance of really bugging out. Now my philosophy is just never say never. Never say you're not going to ever bug out. There's the people in Florida that say they don't need heaters and winter gear. Well, guess what? You guys all got measurable amounts of snow. All 49 states except for Florida, I believe, had measurable snow a week ago. Georgia, all you guys are getting deluged with winter storms this year. So never say never. You talk about flooding. We've had flooding in weird spots. We had a ton of snow here in the Cascades. I had a couple people ask me if I was all right. I'm on the east side of the Cascades, and a lot of the flooding in Oregon had to do with Mount Hood. They got so much snow, and then we got so much rain that came. It basically not only rained so hard, but it melted all the snow. Snow level was up at 8,000 feet. Sorry, I got a plane coming over, so I'll try and talk louder. So never say never. Even earthquakes. We had an earthquake just north central Oregon up near the Maupin area a few weeks ago, and that is, you know, southeast of Mount Hood. So it's still technically in the Cascade Mountain range. You know, it's not totally unheard of that they get an earthquake, but I don't remember them ever having one. We had a tornado in Salem, Oregon, our capital, which is on the west side in the valley of the state, sort of central west side of the Cascades. They had a tornado. People were calling in going, man, it was really windy. It knocked everything over. Like, I would say it's a tornado, but... And they're like, yep, you're right. It was an F2 tornado. Freaked people out. So never say never. And that's just a rule. You know, you may not plan for certain contingencies, but I would never say you're never going to have an earthquake anywhere. What else we got here? Well, other things in Oregon that are going to change a little bit are supply line. Living in an urban environment, you're more apt to have larger caches and warehouses of food stocks that are going to feed all the smaller stores from there than you are going to be in a smaller town over here. If the grocery store here doesn't get its semi-truck, you know, there isn't a warehouse that's feeding all the grocery stores here. They're coming from the valley and coming from Portland, so your supply line is quite a bit limited. And so if the roads get cut off or something happens, you know, that's going to go down quick. Where in the city, you're going to a little bit, although the stores may not be stocked, you're still going to have larger caches of you know, warehousing space that's going to have a lot more supplies for you. So that's something that's going to change. Now, obviously, bugging in is definitely more of a thing for us here. Now that I have a little bit more land to work with, more property, I have a house, I have a more permanent basis where I'm not thinking of my lease is up at the end of the year. You're going to see larger preps, more long-term preps. I'm probably going to get more of the number 10 cans out to 25 years. You know, stuff like that that I can stock away and not worry about, and just expand a lot of the stuff. Any of my preps you guys saw before were very smaller and limited, and within a year that I would try and rotate them, and that was just due for my space. I wanted to make sure everything was mobile. You've seen a lot of my videos on that. So that's all that's changed in Oregon, and I will go through, you know, EDC has changed and stuff like that, and eventually we'll get to those videos, but you know, that'll be down the road. Had some people asking about the truck. Truck's still running fine. Haven't done any videos just due to the weather. I don't have a covered space to work on. Our garage is more of a workshop than I can't pull the truck in. I do have a gentleman in town that's going to be helping me do some stuff that's outside my skill level to the truck, so that'll be fun. I'll try and film as much as possible, but we'll probably do it at his house. The truck box. I had a perfect truck box lined up for that little hole that I did a video on, asking for your guys' advice, and guy no-showed on me. So, you know, Craigslist, that happens. So I still have holes right there. You know, if I don't find anything by spring, I'll probably button those up with a little welding and some body work. But it's no big deal that those holes are there. I'm not too worried about it. What's the matter, Gator? You're all right. That's about it. I haven't done too many videos in the last week. You know, kind of get a little burnt out. Wasn't able to get out as much when I wanted to when the weather was bad. So that'll come. I do have some bigger ticket items that I'd really like to spend more time doing a better review on and stuff. So I've got some of those coming, but otherwise we're just kind of mowing along. I don't want to do a video just to do a video. That's not really the point of my channel. So unless I have something to say, you're probably not going to see a video. I still am. Next, after this, I'll do a little P90X update. And I think that's it for now. Thanks, guys.